Hi, and I'd like to welcome you through the Bible. This is the introduction to the overview of Genesis. I have entitled this Making of Genesis. The book of Genesis is traditionally ascribed to Moses as the author, reflecting a long standing belief within both Jewish and Christian traditions. Moses, who is recognized as a central figure in history of Israel, is said to have compiled and recorded the narratives, genealogies, and divine instruction that form the foundation of Genesis. This book is the first initial five books collectively known as the Pentateuch, which also includes Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Together, these books are often referred as the Book of the Law, the Torah in Hebrew, and they lay out the early history of humanity, the origin of the nation of Israel, and the foundational laws and teaching that will shape their identity. The name Genesis itself derived from a Greek word meaning origin or beginning. This title is fitting as the book opens with an account of creation, describing how God brought the universe, the earth, and all living things into existence. Genesis go on to recount the pivotal events such as the creation of Adam and Eve, the story of Noah and the flood, the call of Abraham, and the lives of the patriarchs Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph. Each of these narratives highlight the beginning of the world, humanity, and God's covenant relationship with his chosen people. Thus, Genesis serves both as a historical record and a spiritual introduction, setting the stage for everything that follows the rest of the scriptures. Now, let me give you a little background of Moses. He's considered the prince of Egypt. And in the Bible, Exodus through Deuteronomy really describes him in detail. He was born around 1526 BC in Egypt, name meaning to draw out, Hebrew, or born Egyptian. Occupation: prince, shepherd, leader of Israelites. Relatives: father is Amram, mother is Jahabet, brother Aaron, sister Miriam, wife Zipporah, father-in-law Jethro or Reuel, sons Gershom and Eliezer. Claim to fame: led the Israelites to the promised land. This is some of his distinct features. The greatest figure of the Old Testament, age 80 when God called him to lead the people. May have stuttered. He did have a speech problem there. Committed murder. He wrote songs, including Psalm 90 in the Bible. Died on a mountain, and God buried him in a hidden place. He lived to 120 years old when he died. Strengths: great spiritual leader, wilderness training and experience. The most humble man of his day trusted in God. Weakness, violent temper, often tried to do everything himself, sometimes unwilling to obey God's commands. Moses was the son of a Hebrew in Egypt at the time when the Pharaoh was having all the newborn Hebrew boys killed. Moses' mother placed him in a basket and sent him downriver. Thanks to God's providence, providence, Pharaoh's daughter pulled Moses from the river and raised him as her own. At the age of 40, Moses was forced to flee the palace after he killed an Egyptian overseer. He lived in exile for 40 years as a humble shepherd, probably thinking about what it would be for him. But the Lord appeared to him in a burning bush and told him he was going to lead the people out of Egypt. After several dramatic confrontations with Pharaoh and 10 nasty plagues, Moses succeeded. He went from herding sheep to herding a large flock of a very ornery people. It took 40 years for the Israelites to reach their destination. Moses himself was not allowed to enter the promised land, but he did get a glimpse of it right before his death. And he's one of the few people in the Bible who saw God face to face and lived to tell about it. Now, the book of Genesis comprised of 50 chapters, and and the fundamental structures is outlined on the next page. Okay, the Pentateuch contains stories about creation of the world, the flood, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and the children of Egypt, the Exodus in the time of the children of Israel spent in the wilderness before entering the promised land. The books were recorded, the law God gave to the people on Mount Sinai laid down the regulations for sacrifice, worship, and daily living. The Pentateuch is also called the Torah. Now, this is about Moses writing a book. It's about the beginning. Where did it take place? It took place in Egypt and Canaan. And the time frame was from 1446 BC to 1406 BC. And that's for all five of the books. Okay? To demonstrate that God is sovereign and his love creation. Now, an outline chapter: creation, fall, and flood occur between chapter 1 and chapter 11. Abraham occurred between chapter 12 and chapter 25. Isaac and Jacob occurred between chapter 26 and through 36. The story of Joseph occurred between chapter 37 and chapter 50. Now, the key verse in the book of Genesis is, I will establish my covenant as an everlasting covenant between me and you and your descendants and after you for the generations to come, to be your God and the God of your descendants after you. And that is Genesis 17, verse 7. Now, we also have a reference point of where all of this information comes from. I've used the Ultimate Bible Characters Guide by Gina DeWiller, the Lion Encyclopedia of the Bible, edited by Paul Alexandria and his team, Rose Book of Bible Charts, Maps, and Timelines, Henderson Hendrickson Publishing Group. And then, of course, I own personally a King James Version of a Bible, which is the Thomas Nelson Study Bible. And also, I go to this website to get various translation, and it is the Blue Letter Bible.org.